what are the traits I look for when I'm teaching? I'm a full-time instructor now. I coach guys competing, and what is it I look for? What is I like to see in guys, and you can tell they're going to go far. There's 7 signs I think important for you to become successful, but not just in sports, but in life and anything else you put your mind to. Now, first and foremost, and I do this a lot in my young adults class, the kids class, is about being competitive. Everything in life is about competing. I remember one time hearing about schools trying to cut down and having no winners, and I don't know, how's this relate to the real world? In life, everything is about competing. When you go for a job, you're competing with others. When you're trying to do anything, you're always competing. You're always competing for if you're a boy, the best girl, if you're a girl, the best boy, and so forth. Everything's about competition. You're always trying to have things you're proud of. People like to show off as well, so you're always trying to have the best of everything to make a statement, which is not good always. It's a bit of vanity, but it's part of life, being competitive. So what I look for in people when they first enter the gym or they're showing the training is the way their competitiveness, the ability to strive. So if they can't do something and they're getting stuck, it's how they go away, come back, and weather the storm. Strength through adversity, and you see that from week to week, day to day, they're getting better and better. The competitive spirit or competitive air. This is also about being competitive. It's about how determined they are to practice, to go away, drill, hold, develop. And again, is on how much technique they've got, and if they've got the right mindset with setting themselves tasks. And through practicing, you'll find this person will always constantly keep developing, and that's from the competitive air or the competitive spirit. Now, number 2, I think what you need to have, and I always tend to talk to a person and say, why are you here? Why have you started? Is their goal setting. What's their dream? I find a lot of people when they come to me within about a month or 2, they're setting goals. They got dreams of achieving things. To going somewhere, and that is a very good air to have, a good trait to have. And along with their competitive spirit, they don't want to fail, so it allows them to set goals and achieve it. One would tell them is set small little stepping stones. Set yourself a goal in maybe first a month physically, then maybe a year competitively, then maybe 10 years financially. It can go on and on and on, but this is one of the next things I think is very important, to set yourself goals. The other thing I tend to have in myself, and I try and look for others, is a hunger, the ability to stay hungry. There's a lot of people. I got this program running called a recruits program, and you find that we all start with about must be 12 to 16 people. They jump on it, and they all got this air of want to be successful, and they're hungry, and they turn up day after day. You have to sort of like keep them away from the gym. They're training over and over, but within 6 months, that hunger subsides, and you see there's only half of them turning up, making all the excuses in the world. And the biggest thing is that hunger. Now, when you're hungry for something, it's okay, but you have to keep fanning the flames, otherwise the hunger will go. Because what you're hungry for one minute, you're not going to be hungry for the next. So you need to find ways of motivating yourself. I had a funny thing when I first started. I used to watch a lot of martial art movies, anything, or even people competing. The big names. I remember doing taekwondo, and the big name then was Tony Sewell, and I used to watch him and think one day I can match that, or one day I'll be able to be on that level. I'll be recognised as good as he was. In taekwondo, he's one of the best taekwondo fighters I've ever seen to this day now. This is in the early days, and I remember when I was honoured to win the first World Championships with me and one other person, and it was Tony Sewell. So little things like that. It's like I used to be watching people, studying people. This helps with setting goals to try and be like that. And also, you got to be competitive, to not want to fail and want to allow yourself to achieve that. Now, the next one now is the love of what you're doing. Now, I believe this goes hand in hand. If you're doing something and it's going to be a business, or you're doing something and it's going to be a career, if you love it, the biggest thing, you haven't worked a day in your life, especially when you start earning relatively good money or enough money to adequately keep yourself. You're not working, you're doing what you love, and the money is a bonus. And what I found, because I grew up around business people, my mum was a businesswoman, my dad was a businessman, so it's like I always watch what they did, and when they're passionate and they love what they're doing, you never get bored of it. And the thing is, you put more into it. It's nice when you've got a spouse, your husband or wife, and wife or husband, if you both got the same similar interest. It's not end all and be all, but it's nice when you're doing what you're doing, you're passionate about it, and the money is a reward. Money is not what you're aiming for, it's just a reward, it's a bonus, and it allows you to live. And the more successful you are at what you're doing, the lifestyle goes up. But that's just an added bonus. So the other thing as well is love what you're doing. Beyond that, anything you start, you'll find that you're going to meet people, like-minded people, and you find that your social circles change. Along that, I had probably about 6 or 7 friends, and that friendship grows, that closeness, that social circle grows as well. And you find their friends join in, and before you know it, I had a little place, and I had more and more people train with me. I think it's about 12 guys regularly rotating, and their level was going up along with me. And we're all competitive, trying to better each other. So what was good, especially with me at the forefront, I was trying to keep myself above everybody else. So as people were getting better, whether it's kicking, punching, grappling, or anything else, I was trying to push myself to get even better than them. So I was trying to keep myself ahead of everybody. So it motivates me to keep my motivation, my goals. I just push myself to get better and better. And then the main thing is, like, when you're quite competitive, you'll find that you never get bored, because you come back and you've got a new task, a new problem to tackle. Remember, as you get new guys coming through the gym, and then you get better levels, people who've had backgrounds, and they want to join you because your crew is, or your group is very successful. So that draws more people towards you like a magnet. So the other thing is your social circles. And again, your social circle, if it's very like-minded people, that can aid you to be more successful. Now, moving down to this is your mentor. Everybody has, you find a lot of successful people always have mentors. They don't believe that they know it all, but I was always told you learn off the old people. They've experienced stuff, and you can avoid traps and things you could go through in life, hardships, if you talk to the older generation. So when it was, for me, it was the older martial artists, there's the older athletes, people who's experienced, who used to do stuff, and I used to speak to them, used to ask them things. Maybe if they were into bodybuilding, weight training, I used to ask them stuff, nutrition. People who's into dancing or ballet, I used to ask them about stretching, about staying fit, healthy, all these little things, and I accumulate them. And as I was accumulating their knowledge, I was growing. I was growing in all different directions. So the biggest thing is that I was learning off experience and older people. I always tend to have not just one mentor, I have multiple mentors, and it's nice when you can call them, but it's also in different areas. So you might have someone who's in the sports area of injuries, then you can always talk to them how to keep safe, and when you got a problem, you phone them up. Physical, energy, exercise, so strength and conditioning, so you can also phone them for another one. Could be someone in the sport of martial arts itself as a whole, then you can speak to them when you want to get more technically better, and you can ask them how they tackle these problems themselves. And this is the main thing about mentors. Mentors have been there, done it, and they can allow you to get there quicker. But the last but not least is they always finish. You always finish. I got a real bad habit, especially when I watch a series or movie, I have to know the end. I have to finish to the end. It's like a thing where, like an OCD, if you call it, if that's the right word. I feel like I have to know what happens. If I start something, I have to finish. I have to know how far I could get with this. And luckily I started martial arts at a very young age of 17, and I've never lost interest. My journey is to do it for the rest of my life, to stay fit, stay healthy. And I'd like to know how fit can you remain, for how long? Obviously it's going to be aided by physical exercise, a lot of stretching, and very, very good dietary habits. So all these along, I got my own family members, my kids into the martial arts, which also encourages me, gives them more socially, having conversations, it's easier, it's more sociable, and we've got more connections as well. So that aids me as well. But I think I finished my competitive side at 45, which is very late. I started at 17, which is very, very good. But I was very lucky. Every time I hit a journey, like Taekwondo. When I ended that, I went into full contact kickboxing. I ended that, I went into MMA. I touched on the grappling first, then I went into MMA, and the journey was complete at 45. But now it's not finished. Now it's my coaching. How can I coach people to world-class levels? How can I have people to help protect themselves? And this is the journey. This is the thing I have to complete to see how good I can get. And this is I think this one is an endless journey. I got a lot of belief in myself that I can be recognized and seen, obviously people come to me for mentorship, but I can recognize as one of the greatest coaches ever. That's one of my next goals. And how I'm gonna go about that? I'm always planning, always plotting, and always trying to get there. I'm going to finish on this note, but I hope you like this. These are the traits, these are the signs that you could be successful. But again, not in just in sports, but in anything you put your mind to. So this is Mark Weir, the Fountain Youth Sweat. Work hard, sweat more, and stay young.